The search results that immediately respond and immediately are returned are information about the handful of trans-identified males who have been murdered. Not murdered by any sort of hate crime, murdered because of high-risk situations. I specifically am looking for the crimes they commit, and all I ever see is the handful of crimes against them.
So, let me get this straight. You were specifically looking for the crimes that trans women have committed, and got upset that Google showed you the countless trans women that have been murdered, and then further got upset because they weren't murdered in a hateful enough way for you. How truly evil, as a person, do you have to be to think like that? Maybe it feels like a small handful of people to you, but trans people only make up 1% of the population, and when we had 50 fellow trans people murdered last year, that was a big fucking deal. You personally contribute to this statistic when you perpetuate the idea that trans women are criminals and predators, and then you have the nerve to blame them for their own murders, saying they were put in a high-risk situation, so they should have known better. All you are doing is recycling old ideas about gay people being predators, and then putting that onto trans people. You are no better than a person who calls all black people criminals, or all Mexicans drug dealers. Do better.
My God, the emotional blackmail is unreal with these people. First of all, sweetheart, and I'm going to talk directly to you. Okay? First of all, you're a woman. Or a girl. You know what? I'm going to assume you're a girl, okay? So I'm also going to assume that you're a minor because you look very young. And only a minor could speak with the level of conviction that you have while also being so wrong and so deeply on the wrong side of history. The fact that you would argue and almost cry, because it sounds like you're about to cry, on behalf of your oppressor, males who are seeking to colonize your identity, who are looking to insert themselves and find easy access to their prey, that you were not only propagating it, but you were providing cover for them. Shame on you. Let me clarify. When I said that I was looking for trans-identified males who had been murdered, I was looking for specific cases, but I couldn't remember their names, so I gave as much of details as I possibly could remember about the case. All that ever comes up is the same emotionally manipulative bullshit that your entire TikTok is chock full of. No, 50 is not significant. And no, it's not that they weren't murdered in a violent enough fashion. Yes, they were in high-risk situations. The same way that we don't have a prostitute day of remembrance, do we? We should. I think those women absolutely deserve to be recognized, right? But no, we have a trans day of remembrance. And you have to understand, the point is, part of what your guys' shtick, and you'll eventually realize this, once you're harmed enough, once you realize how much you sold yourself out and you sold your sisters out to get the pat on the head on for your little gender ideology, because you're the justification why these AGPs can go forward. Well, but there's females with gender dysphoria too, and it's the same thing, and it's not. The reason why it matters, my love, is because the idea that trans women or trans-identified males are so at risk of being murdered, so at risk of a hate crime, that they absolutely must be hidden away with females. Women must give up their sovereignty. Women must give up their sacred spaces, their protected spaces to accommodate males, because males, these trans-identified males, or trans women as you call them, are so in danger of being harmed that we just simply can't allow them to be mingling with the rest of the men folk, because they're at risk of being killed for any and all reason because of hate. No, sweetheart, the point is that they chose to enter high-risk activities. Do they deserve to be killed? Absolutely not. And that's vulgar. Absolutely not. The same way that Female prostitutes don't deserve to be killed. But it's disingenuous. It's disingenuous when you people try to paint it as though that's the reason. Hate crimes are the reason why we need to strip women of their identity, of their rights, of their spaces in society, so as to protect these males. You know it's disingenuous. You even acknowledge it. Oh, well, it's not really a hate crime, but what, is it not brutal enough for you? No, see, it's not brutal enough for you guys. That's why you guys lie. That's why you misrepresent. That's why you mischaracterize. Stay the fuck off my stitches, sweetheart, okay? Because you really don't want this with me. You look like you're about, 16, 17? So I'll leave it alone. You are a female. You're a girl. You will grow into a woman. You are a traitor to your own sex class. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic. You will be embarrassed of yourself later. You are selling out other women. Shame on you. I was looking for specific cases of trans-identified males, and all I ever got was more of the emotional blackmail that you were dumping out on this video. Now, let's just throw in some absolutely baseless accusations of racism for good measure, right? Because that's how weak and flimsy your arguments are. That's the sort of cheap, low-level, debased tactic that your ideology, that your cult, that your church group has to resort to make a point. Because your points are so weak, your arguments so flawed. It's pathetic. It is disingenuous. It is childish. It is intellectually bankrupt. Shows more about your bigotry than it does mine. And it is fucking vile. Secondly, let's take a look at the fact that you are a TERF hunter. What does that mean? So you, a female, are going to participate in the vile misogyny against women that has been a pastime sport for trans-identified males to threaten women who speak up about their own spaces in society, identity, and our rights to remain sovereign as a sex class. And you are going to participate in the tradition of threatening women who speak up and speak out by making an account called TERFHUNTER. Should I make one called Tranny Hunter? TERF is a slur. So is tranny. If I made one called Tranny Hunter, how long do you think that account would last? You're a misogynist. You are a traitor to your sex class. Shame on you.